Welcome back to another live stream. Today we are going to be making a Vietnam War mock, and I did grab a whole bunch of parts from my local brick shop, so I will be showing those off, along with some of the new minifigs. And I'm just so happy with how these guys turned out. I tried to make them look like they're from the Forrest Gump movie, but I don't think they quite turned out like that, and this isn't going to be based off of that. But I have two Viet Cong gorillas in here. I'm going to join in on my other account real quick and just try to get this whole thing moving. I hope that, what's up, RTH? Welcome to the stream. I know I haven't streamed in like a little while. I'm going to try to get on my other... Alright. Now, what I'm going to do is, you always want to start with a decent base, so I'm going to add some filler. And I'm going to already start blocking some things out because I sort of want to have an idea when I'm doing this. So we're going to have this row here, and then there's going to be some sort of wall that sort of goes in there. And then we're going to have a row of buildings where some of these Viet Cong are going to be hiding. I also have a palm tree and some sandbags and stuff like that. This is going to be based on some urban combat that would have happened in Vietnam. Yeah, I'm just really happy with this latest purchase. I just really love how the minifigs turned out. I don't think I could have asked for too much more with it. Got basically what I wanted. And now I have a much larger Vietnam War sort of group of minifigs. Okie doke. Yeah, both my things are at a decent charge, so I'll probably try to go on until I finish this, but I'm not sure how it'll all turn out, so with all hope I can. Anyways, I might try to show off some of these pieces. I got some of these dark and medium nougat pieces, and I think these look pretty incredible. I'm going to be using them for the ground and just the areas around, so probably do something like that. And I think I'm going to have the doorway here, somewhere around here. I don't know what that O was for, but I guess. Okay, now I just need some parts. Probably gonna throw in some of this dark orange. Grab this part and throw it in there. Shoot. Okay. Probably gonna have it like slant off from this side, so I'm gonna again try to just keep adding in some of these different pieces in there. Maybe not. There we go. I was thinking of making some Star Wars stop motion. If I did, I'd probably watch them, yeah. That would be cool. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan anymore, but I think it is a very cool sort of... I just lost my... It's a very cool build style, and I really like seeing them, but... Yeah, I'd definitely watch it if you put something out like that. Now I'm just going to try to get some of these pieces here like that. I think that actually looks pretty good. Then I'm just going to try to extend this sort of area all the way around. And I think that also looks pretty good, so I'm going to do that. Now we sort of have the road that just slants towards this path, and it's going to come out through a gate. Yeah, that would be really interesting. I'd definitely watch that. And then just adding in a couple more of these parts. Okay. I'm not finding quite the right parts here, so I'm just going to look real quick. Problem solved. I found a fix. So now I just need to add in a part or two, which I think I do have. Shoot. This might be a problem. Oh no, it's fine. I found the part. Also, I'm just doing this wrong because I'm planning on having the door there, so there's no point in me even doing that. That's better. Okay. Now I just gotta work on this door. Alright, this isn't off to too hot of a start in terms of views, but that's happened a couple before, and it's always turned out decent. If not, I'm just pretty excited to work on this with these new minifigs, and I think they just do look really incredible. So I have this palm tree, which I think looks pretty cool. I'm probably going to put that around there. I'll probably put that in a little bit later after I build this whole gate. I'm thinking about doing it in a red color because I do have a red gate arch, which I think would look pretty good. So I'm probably going to try to do that if I can. Yeah, I think that would look pretty good. I'm going to grab out the piece right now. It's going to be this piece right here, and that's going to go around the top. And I think that'll look really cool. If I can do this correctly, should turn out like looking pretty cool. Okay, 1 second. Got a bit of stuff in the way. I'm not going to do that. I think that just sticks out a little bit too much. So I'm trying to find another option in here. I was thinking of some Star Wars Tin Man Productions uploaded D-Day film. Yeah, I saw it. It looked so cool. I really just find that pretty incredible because he recreated the scene like flawlessly. It's incredible how some people can just do that. My one worry for him, though, is he did just use, like, all of it from the actual thing, so... From the actual movie, so it might get copyrighted. I'm not entirely sure, though. I'm not an expert on that stuff. I'm going to dump out these pieces just because I think it would be easier. And then I'll probably do maybe one of these brick pieces. And I'll actually just do something like that. That looks pretty good. Maybe just add in one of these parts in here. So I gotta figure out a good height for this to end up. And I'm thinking probably, well, I'll have to figure something out, but I'm gonna work on this first actually. Hold that thought. Okay, so maybe something like that. I mean, I could do that leaning in, but I feel like that just sort of takes up some of the space, and I don't really like that all that much. I think that looks pretty good. And then probably another brick piece if I can find one, which I just moved all my stuff around. I'm looking to get a new sort of container in here, but this thing's just so full at this point that it's like not even really worth it to just keep cramming stuff in there. But I guess I sort of have to at this point, because otherwise I just, again, I'm losing my train of thought. Dementia's coming early, I guess. Just gonna add in a couple more. Might try to differentiate some of my parts in here. Have you ever thought about changing the day you stream on? A couple of times, but I don't know. I've just sort of made it a tradition at this point, and although I could, it's just, this day's pretty comfortable for me, and it's just a decent time for me to stream. I think I just need one more on there. No, okay. Then just one across the top there, and then that. Then I can add in this arch, and then I'll probably try to sort of, I don't know how I'm gonna end this up. Do something like that maybe. Find another, put it up there. What's up, Samuel? Welcome to the stream. I am making a Lego Vietnam War mock. So this is sort of more urban combat, which I think is a more unique side that you don't see too often. Taking inspiration from like Full Metal Jacket and stuff like that, which you do see combat like that in there. I'm just gonna add that. And I'm probably gonna add a palm tree over here. Just to, okay. The palm tree technique that I'm using is a little bit weird. It's not like flimsy or anything, but I think that actually works pretty good, and you can see from the back side, I think it covers the area pretty nicely. So now I'm just gonna cover up this area and then work from there. I'm gonna start with some splotches of this lighter nougat. Cool. Do you just, yeah, I just free build. That's sort of my thing on here. I find it really fun though. It's a good way to sort of express what you, I feel like sets are a cool thing. Like, to a point, but sometimes I just want to create my own stuff, and this is a great way to do it. Probably going to do something like that and try to fit a piece or two in there. Alright, what I might do is I'm probably going to grab that up, place that with something like that. I think that looks better. But anyways, do something like that. Yeah, I free build a lot. That's what I do every Sunday. It's fun, but I won't say it's a burden, but it just... sometimes it's annoying because, like, I'm unprepared or something. It takes me a while to come up with ideas and stuff like that. Alright. Now I'm going to start filling this in. Since you like to build, I had a 3D printer, and it was really cool, but I just don't really like use it anymore. I don't know, I probably should use it more, but I just haven't really had a reason to. Especially when I can just buy all these cool custom Lego parts, and my printer isn't exactly equipped. Yeah, I could make my own weapons and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'd have to think about that a little, because it's all buried in a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't really want to get it out if I'm not going to use it again. Now, I do really like these colors, and I think it was a good idea for me to go and grab this, because, like, these parts sort of just scream Vietnam War to me. I think they look pretty darn good. Do something like that. I really do like that red doorway. I was thinking about doing it in gray, but it would just sort of be plain. I really do like that, though. You know what I might do? I might actually just switch where I'm putting this. Well, I'm not sure, because, like, I'm going to have some buildings in here. That's a problem for later. And also, one of the leaves just broke off. That's great. Like I was going to use that. Okay. It's all fixed, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to add that. I might just do something different, but I also have a taller tree in here, which could work, but it might just be like a little bit too tall. Yeah, I don't quite like that either. I'll think of something. Might just do that because it does fill in the space. I'll probably want to have some, like, troops moving towards the doorway over here. I have a couple ideas for this. Okay, you know what I might try to do? I might try to change this up just a little and add in another dark reddish piece in here. I think that would look good. Do you have any other Lego builds or sets or more Lego figures? Yeah, I have a whole bunch. I have a whole bunch of Lego figs. I could get them out if I'm done early here, which I might. I have like a lot, especially custom ones. I don't have quite as many, just regular Lego. And I think that's the only thing that's going to fit in there. It's sort of like Jenga, trying to fit all these pieces together in a set amount of time. But I sort of like that aspect. Makes it more fun, and you have to think more about where you put them. Oh, I do have pets. I have 2 mini golden doodles, and they are adorable. They love to bark during my streams, so a little bit of a deterrence, but I can handle it. Just gonna add in a couple more, something like that maybe. I really like how this is turning out so far. Like, just sort of the differentiating between the dark and red. I think it actually mixes really well. And looks like some actual soil that you might see in Vietnam. Something like that, maybe. I would not show them on streams. I don't think I even really could. I don't really play many games nowadays. I probably could. I've always wanted to play, like, City Skylines. That's probably what I want to do. If I could get any game, that's probably it. It's just, like, really fun to create your own city, and it's sort of like Lego. I really like creating and building things. That's one of the things that I enjoy. Alright, I'm looking for a specific piece in here, but I guess I'll just throw some down. Do I have any more of these flat pieces? I hope I do. If not, I might just throw something else in there. That might actually solve my problem too, because I can just throw something else in. I have that game. Nice. I haven't played Hollow Knight now. I've heard it's a good game. A lot of people have played it, but I'm not really one of them. Shoot. I had a piece in here and I just lost it. Huh. Maybe I didn't have a piece. Maybe I thought I did. I do that often. Nope, there it is. Now I just need one more. See if I can find a flat piece, because that would finish it out pretty perfectly. And I do. There you go. So now all of the roadways sort of finished. And now we just got to work on the buildings. So that'll be fun. Okay. Yeah, I am free building. No instructions here. Okay. Okay, so I could do like... I might do like a wooden building. No, I probably don't have the parts for that. Huh. Specifically in brown, I don't have too many like brown parts. Okay. I'll think of something here. Okay, I'm gonna try to figure out how I'm gonna actually do this, but I guess I can wait a little to figure all that out. Yeah, I am building Lego stuff. You haven't been on here in a while, have you, Big J? That is JWB. He's like the biggest troublemaker on these streams. It's kind of fun though. Just don't get in a rap battle with him. If you like creativity, get the game Factorio. I'll think about it. Alright, so I'm probably going to do something like that. And then I'll maybe throw that in there. Then I just need to fill the rest of it in. Why those colors? What is this building? It's a Vietnam War building, so I'm building like urban fighting. Sort of based on a couple of movies, but not exactly. Okay, I'll do something like that, and that. Okay, now that we have this all blocked out, I gotta figure out what color I'm gonna make this building. And I might do something like, I'm not sure that would look the best though. I'm thinking about doing like, I should finish my thoughts, but maybe like a sort of tannish would look cool, but my granddaddy fought in Vietnam. Yeah. Making a rap battle arena. Oh boy. So I'd probably only have the parts to do it in that color, but I don't really want to. I'm gonna figure something out here. I tried making Dirty Mouth. It was a little village from Hollow Knight. Nice. I'd guess out of Lego is what you're trying to say. Okay. I just dropped some parts, but whatever. And I didn't even need to do that because I just found all the parts that I actually needed. Great. That's what I do like all the time. Just goofing. Alright. I'm gonna actually move this around a little. I don't exactly like this layout, so I'm gonna probably grab some parts off. Don't read my last chat. I think I know what you mean. Well, that's Big J for you. Alright, I think I'm going to do probably 2 6x6 buildings. That's probably my best bet here. And then just have them be like a little bit smaller, but more detail packed. So I'm going to try to do that. Never watching another stream again. 0 out of 10. Those are the type of reviews I want to see. Alright, I'm not sure that's gonna work. Alright. Put that in there. And just try to fill this up. Dirt mouth. Okay. So now I've sort of worked on this a little. I'm gonna probably try to build up these sides of the building. And the back side isn't going to be too special. I don't think I'm going to add too much to it. Do something like that. What am I doing? I'm trying to make it tan. Just making it up as I go along, and I'm not doing too well at it. Okay. Shoot, do I have an arch in that shape? I don't exactly. I could do something like this for the doorway. Have another arch, but I think I'm just gonna do... No, you know what? I could, and I think I probably will. Which means that I'll have to probably back this up one. Ah, what am I doing? No, we're not doing an arch. It's not worth it. I don't want to do this again. Oh. Yeah, from Hollow Knight. I found a music maker I like. It is a little village. Okay. Now I'm going to grab out some of these white parts. Throw them down. A few of these. So... Again, I'm just going to look through my parts real quick, see what I have. Getting a 3D printer for my birthday, nice. Yeah, I think I got it for my birthday too, but I just didn't really end up using it. Didn't really have a reason to. It's just like my friend had one, and I was like, oh, I should go get one, and I kind of regret it because, well, I didn't end up doing anything with it. Do something like, maybe I'll put like, make it look like a bullet hole or something. And then I need to, you know, I'll actually probably do that. And then I'll just put something on top of the door. Okay. Now what I'm actually going to do here is I need like a pillar, which I sort of have a couple of those. So I'm going to find some pieces. Again. No, I'll probably use those, so I shouldn't use that. What is something I'm not going to use here? Alright, I'm just going to try to find some parts real quick, so if you could give me a second. Okay. Now I'm just going to work on this door. Grab the part out, something like that. Put a couple of bricks on it. I'm going to make it look like these soldiers are sort of breaking down the door, trying to get inside, because there's going to be somebody shooting at them from the roof. One of the Viet Cong soldiers. I'm probably going to have one of the other soldiers dead, like he's been shot by the Americans as they were moving up to the building. Okay. This is a real big mess that I'm making here, but that's basically what happens anytime I do one of these. It's nothing new. Do something like that, and then... Now what I could do is I could make like a little balcony going over, which I think would actually look really cool. Hold up, I'm gonna see just a sense of scale. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. That could look really good. Have you ever had to paint a Lego piece I made some Russian modern ones. Nice. I'm gonna actually make a balcony. I think I had that idea in my head, and I think that could turn out really cool. Okay. Because I know that they sometimes had these like French-style balconies because they were once a colony of France. That's sort of what started the whole conflict. Now, I did have like some parts that could be helpful here, but I'm just gonna probably use just a window piece. I had a whole bunch of window pieces and I put them somewhere. There they are. Hold up. That looks pretty good. Might do something like that. And then just... What am I gonna do there? Thank you guys for staying so long. I wasn't expecting people to stick around for too long for this one, but you guys have been pretty amazing about that. Sort of had a big old nothing burger for this one, but... Don't seem to have found the part in here. Okay. Have you ever accidentally dropped one of your Lego sets or accidentally destroyed it? Oh man, I had a huge Lego mine, like one of those Lego Minecraft things, and I dropped it when I was like moving it down the stairs, and it was so bad. Like I remember we all had to like clean it up, and I felt awful. It was like such a cool set too, and I just messed it up horribly. It was really bad. Okay, so I had like some specific parts in here for that, and I'm not entirely sure where they went. So, what did I do with them? It's a real good question. I have no clue. Okay. What am I doing? I'm losing it. Okay, so I think I might just do something like that for the balcony. I could just make it like a simple sort of something like that, which I think it looks fine. Actually, I sort of do like that. I think that could work. I don't mind that too much, actually. And I could have like a... No, probably not a support. Yeah, when I dropped that set, I think it was like 10 or something, but I didn't take it too well. Might have been even younger than that. I don't remember it too well, so probably a little younger. Okay. I'm gonna have to think about this a little. I'm not finishing this on stream, and I already know that, because I never seem to be able to. I can hope, but I'm not sure I'll be able to do it. So I'll do something like that. Then I'll put like, I don't know. Because I could just like throw one of these across, but then it's not connected to anything. This is sort of a problem here. I mean, I like how it looks, but I'm just gonna... I just throw some stuff in to look like rubble, and then throw it in there. Yeah, I think that looks alright. I might just try to, like, sort of build it up and make it look nice. Make a rubble pile in here. And then something like that. I don't know. I mean, I could just leave it something simple, which probably is the best option. I'll probably end up just doing that. Alright. I'll just do something like that. And problem solved. But now I just have to build it up a little bit more to make way for another door, which is always fun. I think doorways are like a really cool part of building. I haven't even looked at the time. Okay, we got a decent amount of time left, so I'm not too worried about this. Now, you know, I could try to make like an interior on this top layer. That could actually be really cool. I might do that. Yeah, that could be really cool. I might work on this off camera, because that would extend my time by quite a bit here. But I think that could be a really cool idea if I can execute it. That means I'll have to do a little bit more brainstorming. So I'm probably gonna try to fill in this bottom portion. This is sort of the boring part because I'm just sort of placing bricks. Woo! Like I would crash out. It's okay, you can always come back and finish it. What's your top figs? No, the doors won't be able to open. What are my top figs? I have a lot of really good ones. I can show you one that I just got recently. This is a Vietnam tiger stripe one with a very nice headpiece. It's fully 360 printed. I really like this one. What's the craziest thing your pet has done? My pets are crazy, but like they don't do anything that wild. Let me think. I'll take a thinker on that. I don't think they've really done anything too crazy, or at least nothing really that memorable. When we first got them, we got them from like a foster. And they just sort of were very aggressive to each other. Not really to us, but it was a rough situation for them. They were in a sort of a breeder, and it wasn't a good situation for them. Yeah, it was sort of unfortunate that they had to come in that way, but I probably wouldn't change a thing because they're great dogs. Okay, so just gonna try to add in a couple more pieces here. It's all working out. Sorry, I didn't mean to like trauma dump about my pets or something, but that's just sort of what happened. That's sort of their story. What I might do is I might have like a person peeking out the front here, which I think would be pretty cool. Just sort of watching the firefight go on. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter there because you won't actually be seeing it. So what I'm going to do here is, since I've just sort of covered that area, I'm going to add in some of these floor pieces in. I might actually have to change that up like right off the bat, but oh, okay, that's unfortunate. That just fell. Nothing's really gonna stick up there too easily. I'm gonna see if I can figure it out though. I'm not gonna use many of these parts, so just okay, that's great. Just gonna stack some of these on top of each other until it reaches that height. And that should be good. Now what I might do is I might try to like print out some graffiti or something. Okay, so I'm gonna probably try to do something like that. Okay, we do something like this, and then probably something like that, which I think would look pretty good. Actually, no, I'm just gonna change it. And I think that looks alright. I'm not too mad about that. I'm just gonna probably work on the rest of this a little, but yeah, they get along. My dogs do. It was just sort of when they got out. Because like they sort of had to fight for food when they were in there. Yeah, it just wasn't a good situation, but I'm glad we got them out of it. Okay. So I'll probably put that in. And okay, I just took off like the whole front of this building. That can fit back in there. And then I'll grab some of these parts out. This can go across there and end up something like that. And I think that looks really good. And I think that actually looks pretty good. It looks a little bit more Middle Eastern than Vietnamese, but I can probably fix that with a roof. What's your favorite shows? I like watching Breaking Bad. That's sort of what I've been watching for a little while now. I haven't really gotten to finishing it, and I'm really close. Because I think there's only 4 or 5 seasons, and I'm on the 4th or 5th season. I think the 4th. But it's a really cool show. I sort of like how it intertwines with Better Call Saul. That's definitely next on my watch list. But yeah, really cool shows. Okay, so what I might do here is I might add in like a table or something, just so that it's not so plain in here. And just see what I can work with there. Yep, that works. Alright, I'm going to try to figure out something to put in there. Because I actually really do like how this is turning out. I think it looks pretty good so far. And the back side's pretty clean other than that little gap. Now I might actually try to get some of these minifigs in position. So I'm going to have one sort of dead out here. Got shot. One of the insurgents is down. And I'm going to have them sort of fighting through the rest of these buildings. Okay, so we'll have probably one of these machine gun soldiers at the front. Of course, I don't exactly know how this whole thing actually would work, but we'll have him there. And this guy's going to be following behind. He's just going to be sort of keeping an eye out. I think I'm going to have this sniper in the middle, and he's going to sort of be keeping watch, looking out at the rooftops, trying to make sure that they don't get caught out in the open. I think that does look pretty good. They have Lego figures for... I'm not sure what exactly you're talking about there, but... Alright, so we have this guy also moving. He's going to be going about there. I'm going to have him actually sort of walking out of here. So he's going to be like, maybe there. And I really do like that. I think that looks pretty good. Now I just got to build the building there. And I think I'm actually going to have this guy sort of firing from up here. He's just sort of going to be in there firing. I'm going to probably add like a burst. Alright, we got about 7 minutes left until I'm probably going to end this. But it's been really fun. I always do think it's cool to build something that I've never really built before, and I haven't really built a Vietnam urban scene. And I think this is really cool. It's new for me, but that's kind of fun. Okay, what I might do here is, I might actually have this like on one of these, throw it there. I mean, that sort of replicates it. I don't think it looks quite right, but it works. Otherwise, I can't really put it on there, and that's sort of what I want to do. Comic-Con has Lego figures to buy from TV shows and posters. Nice. I haven't really been to a Comic-Con, but I'd be interested to go one sometime. Anyways, I think that looks pretty... You know what? I don't really like that, so I'm going to try to figure out another way to mount this on, because like I want to have some gunfire, but I don't want it to be like, I don't know, it's not quite just turning out how I wanted it with this piece. That works. And I just dropped them. All right, I'm gonna try to find the brighter piece because I feel like that would stick out a little bit more and look more like gunfire. 1 second. I'm just trying to get it to stick on because it just did. Something like that. No, it doesn't. It's not working. Not quite working. Alright. Yeah, thanks for sticking around so long. I'm sort of just fiddling with a minifig at this point, so not too enticing. Oh, maybe. I'm calling that good. I'm going to be very careful in putting them back, or at least try to. Maybe try not dropping them like I just did. Okay, that's a little bit more like it. So he's going to be sort of firing out into the street. And then I'm going to build a roof on top of it. So I'm going to probably try to do that real quick. And then I might just end this and work on it off camera. I'm probably not going to like film a whole part 2 for this, but I might surprise myself here. I could actually do like an angled roof like that and just sort of have like, I feel like that's cool. But then I might like do something like that across, which I think does sort of have like a Vietnamese style. All right, I'll think of something. This is more in depth than I thought it would be, but thank you guys for watching this stream, and I really enjoyed it. I think this is going to turn out to be one of my favorites in a while, and overall, just thanks for all the chats. Thanks for watching my videos. I'll have a video out by Monday, by tomorrow,